Hey there guys, how's it going? And welcome to a video where I'm going to be going through what I think are the top 10 worst things about Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, if you want to see what I think are the top 10 best things about this game, then I'll put a link on the screen to that will annotate over to another video where I went over the top 10 things. So if you want to feel all positive and happy about this game, go check that out. It's a very good countdown. There is plenty of good things about this game, but this video is strictly for the things that I dislike or that I think could be improved on. And as in the previous countdown, these things are in no particular order. So number one, I'm going to say exploding things. They've been in Call of Duty forever, as far as I know. And it's just one thing that I hate, that I wish was taken out and that never seems to be taken out. Just things that randomly explode. Obviously, they need to be shot or triggered off to explode. I'm talking about barrels, cars, fuel tanks. I mean, these things are just not needed. You know, it really winds me up as something that it just doesn't need to be in the game. And all it does is cause problems. I know many a time I've been on a great streak and been blown up by something just blowing up out of nowhere, couldn't even really see that it was on fire, and I don't think there's ever been a time where anyone's ever gone, you know what, I would love to buy Call of Duty, but you know, if there's no exploding stuff, I'm not going to buy it. So I just think it's something that's not added, that's just an annoyance. Number two, I'm going to say the Hunter-Killer drones. I think they are a little bit over the top. It's kind of like the Modern Warfare 3 Predator missile or the RC car from Black Ops. Just that quite easy to get kill streak that is just a little bit over the top and will definitely just ruin someone's day when it goes off, and it always seems to be me. It always seems to go after me. There's no real defense against them, and I just think it's a little bit overpowered for something to be that low. And there's basically a kill streak that will get you a kill, and you don't even have to control it. So for me, they're just an annoyance. Maybe a little bit higher up in the score streak system, I think they should be. They're not too bad compared to other quads, but in general, I just don't think that they should either not be in there or be a little higher up in the score streak system. Number three is the B23R, and in general, a little bit, I could say, overpowered pistols, but they're not really too bad. The one that annoys me the most is the B23R, which is the burst fire pistol. It's just so many times I've just been absolutely taken out by that thing in an instant. It is just an instant kill up close, and I don't think a secondary weapon should be that powerful. These kind of weapons have been in the other Call of Duties. I don't think there was any secondary that was that bad in Black Ops original, Black Ops 1, but this burst pistol, I'm not a fan of burst or automatic secondaries, and especially this one. I just think it's a little bit over the top, and you can run around with that thing as a primary. It's just a bit too good for a secondary, in my opinion. The next one, 1, 2, 3, number 4 now. I'm going to say that it's when unlocking camos, some of the kind of unnecessary things you need to do to unlock the final camo after you've gotten all the headshots. Headshots, not too bad, I don't really mind. To be honest, personally, I prefer the system in Modern Warfare 3 where you just literally have to play with a weapon and you'll eventually get the camo. But I suppose the headshots thing does add a little bit of a challenge to it, and considering there's not too much boosting recently in Call of Duty, it's not such a problem anymore. But I just think things like long shots for assault rifles are a bit stupid. Revenge kills, they're just things that you don't really tend to get too often in average play unless you go out for them. And I don't think that unlocking the camo finally should be something where you have to specifically change how you would play to actually get them. I find myself just running into people just to take a death to get the revenge kills, and I don't think that should be the way it is. I would prefer personally if maybe they made it that you had to play with the weapon, but quite a lot, you know, had to get quite a lot of XP with the weapon to finally unlock the gold camo. The next thing is too many beeps, and this kind of goes into the sound, especially when you play Domination. All you can hear is beep, 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 beep of the little guy's walkie-talkie. It interrupts the sound of the game. It gets irritating. I just think it happens way too often. I don't think there's a need for it. Surely the guy can announce things that are happening without the beep. I don't see what the real purpose of it, but I just think it happens way too often, especially in objective game modes. I think in things like free-for-all, you don't match it too much, but you know, you capture a flag, someone calls in a kill streak, someone gets a first blood, you capture a flag, they capture a flag, beep, beep, beeps everywhere, just too many beeps, and it's a little bit annoying, in my opinion. The next thing on my list is the fact that there's still no ground war domination. I know a huge number of people that would love a ground war domination playlist, and it's just never brought in, and Team Deathmatch is continually put into ground war, and the reason that Team Deathmatch is popular is because it's the first thing available on the list of things to play. If you put Team Deathmatch at the bottom of the playlist, no one would play it. I'm calling it less than 10%, probably not even 5% of people would play Team Deathmatch if it was the bottom of the playlist. The thing is, a lot of people who are new or don't want the hassle of thinking about game modes, they just press click, 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 you know, AAA or on Xbox, wherever it is, click through the menus and then bam, they're in TDM. I just don't think people enjoy TDM too much. It's boring, there's nothing to it. Why is it in Ground War when a lot of people enjoy Ground War and would definitely prefer Domination instead of TDM? And maybe Kill Confirmed, I mean, personally I don't mind, but I would just like in a Call of Duty there to be, you know, a Ground War Domination game mode. I think that it would be very popular and popular enough to actually justify having it. The next thing in my top 10 worst things about Black Ops 2 is basically footsteps. Dead silence and awareness are practically, you know, irrelevant in this game and absolutely useless. Dead silence doesn't really change anything because everyone's got dead silence by default. Awareness doesn't really change anything. I mean, I've been in games where I've been playing with my headphones on, I've had it turned right up, and I just still can't hear people. It's extremely difficult to hear people. I think Black Ops 2 was pretty good. Even Black Ops 1 even was pretty good. Modern Warfare 2 was the best for footsteps. Infinity Ward seemed to really have the footsteps things down, and it really helps with your awareness. So I think if they made it so that the awareness perk made footsteps as loud as they were in default Modern Warfare 2, it would be a very good perk and people would use it. No one uses dead silence. Normally a rusher would use it, but you know, rushers can, you know, change it out and get Tac Master or extreme conditioning because there's absolutely no need for dead silence in this game. The next one on my list is the fact that there seems to be little or no flinch when people snipe. Now, by flinch, I mean when you're shooting at someone, their aim will go off of target because they're being hit with bullets. And it's always been pretty traditional in Call of Duty that this happens because it helps with balance and just doesn't make it so easy for people to, you know, quick scope on you and makes them have a hard time. And it's the reason they have the perks in the game that stop flinch, like toughness, for example. So I just, for the amount of times that I've just been quick scoped or sniped while I'm hitting someone with consistent fire and their aim does not move. They should not be able to quick scope me while they're being hit with incoming fire. I understand snipers do have a hard time with it sometimes. It's not the easiest thing to do, but you do get these people who all they do and all they've done for years is snipe, 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 and they've really perfected it. And playing against people who, you know, in my opinion, the sniping is a bit too much in this game anyway, but you know, I understand that they need to cater to snipers. I just think that while I'm hitting them, they should flinch more and they shouldn't be able to quick scope me so easily. And that's just from my experience. I mean, I've got around 40,000 kills on the game. I know the game inside out. I know what happens. And in my opinion, there isn't enough flinch, or there even looks like there's no flinch. And I'm talking about people who don't have the toughness perk as well. I've always watched when I think that's something a bit suspicious, and pretty much, you know, 99 times out of 100, they do not have the toughness perk. So I think that's a little bit annoying. The next thing is that I think extreme conditioning is a bit underpowered. Now, in previous Call of Duties, we've had, I think it was like extreme conditioning and then extreme conditioning pro, different names for it, marathon or whatever. Where you'd have, you know, more running, you'd run for longer, but then you could also run infinitely. Now, I do think that infinitely is a little bit maybe over the top if you can sprint infinitely, but maybe for the amount that you can sprint with extreme conditioning in this game, you can then stop for a couple of seconds and then sprint that amount again. I think that would be good, but all it seems to be is you sprint for just a tiny bit longer off of your spawn, and then after that, it's just the same as everything else. So I don't think extreme conditioning is much of a choice because, you know, a lot of these maps you don't need to get to too many places, they're not too big anyway, so I just think extreme conditioning would be a little bit more balanced if it was made, you know, double the length, maybe not double the sprint length, but like I say, you sprinted for as long as you do now, take a rest, and then you can sprint that far again. I think that would be a good way to balance it out and actually make more people interested in that perk. Now, the final thing, and the thing that probably most of you are kind of annoyed about, but it's probably one of the most difficult things to fix in this game, is the lag compensation that does still exist. It's tweaked. It's not like Modern Warfare 3, but it feels like this game punishes people with bad connection. Personally, I don't mind that. That's fine. with me, because in Modern Warfare 3 it was the fact that people with good connections got punished because it would try and fill in the information with the people with bad connection, and it would just, you know, give them the kill over you most of the time. When it wasn't sure what was happening their end, it would give them the advantage. Now, it does exist in this game. There's actually a video going over it that I will try and link on screen if I remember, and it's just still a massive problem. You know, sometimes you won't even see people and you'll be dead as soon as you appear. But, you know, you watch the kill cam back, you know, on their screen you weren't even looking at them, you know, on your screen you were shooting them and putting bullets into them. It's just a big mess, and it could be, you know, pretty easily fixed just by changing the way the servers are. I mean, we still don't really get a solid answer as to why they haven't changed the servers to say most other FPS, how most other FPS games do it. And I don't mean to, you know, cause a fan war or anything, but Battlefield 3 is a perfect example of very good servers working well, and there's none of this lag compensation stuff. If there is a form of it in the game, it's not noticeable, and no one really complains about that game. Why can't they implement that in Call of Duty? It's the most popular first-person shooter in the whole of gaming. Millions, if not billions of pounds raised from it. Can we not just, you know, reward the people that invest in the series with a stable connection which is going to help them and make the experience more enjoyable for everyone? So that probably is the biggest problem with the game. So that's my top 10 worst things about Black Ops 2. Not all too bad, some more severe than others, and most of them, to be honest, are kind of annoyances. My overall view, I do enjoy the game. I think it is a very good Call of Duty game, as you would have probably noticed if you watched my top 10 best things about Call of Duty. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like rating, smash that like button, and of course maybe favourite it as well if this is one of your favourite videos, one of my favourite videos that I've done, and you enjoyed it that much. Of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and this is maybe one of the first videos you've seen of mine. And coming up at the end here is a few links to other videos that I've done recently that you may have missed, and I think that you might like to check out if you enjoyed this one. So that's it for now. Now guys, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.